This is it. We're back down south. We left the reveal, and I am just so in shock about the all-new C8 Corvette Z06. Seeing it in person, I am blown away. I'm still just, I can't believe they're able to achieve 670 horsepower with a naturally aspirated V8. Now, if you haven't seen our extensive technical review of this new Z06, make sure to check it out. I'll have the link floating right now on the screen. But we had 30 plus minutes speaking with the head engineers of this new model, and it was just so much fun. It really was, honestly, because I was able to ask them so many very precise and technical questions about this new car, and me being such an enthusiast of the brand in this vehicle on track, I had just so many questions I had to ask. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. But here we are though, back with the C8R, and it's really funny because the Z06 reveal car they had was also finished in yellow, Accelerate yellow, and it looks so good under all the special lighting and all the white accents everywhere. But anyways though, in this video I have a lot of very important things that I want to cover about the things that we learned from our 30+ minute interview with Aaron Link, then also Taj. And it was so awesome again speaking with those guys because they developed this car, and I feel like personally there's so many questions that weren't quite answered by the official reveal, because you know it's a reveal. They're not there to give you a complete lecture of all the picky stuff all throughout the vehicle, but I know so many of you like to hear that. That's what I tried doing with our official coverage at the reveal. Anyways though, in this video I want to point out some of the most crucial things that we learned with this new Z06, and I want to start out with the weight. And this was something that wasn't really talked about much when it came to the reveal of this Z06, but finding out the weight from Aaron Link, it does make me think, and I want to go over that right now in this video. The lead engineer for the Z06, he informed me the Z06 actually has a dry weight of 3,400 pounds, 34, and I believe he said 50 pounds, which that is a dry weight. So if you compare that to the current C8 Corvettes, that being the Stingray, specifically the non-Z51, Chevrolet has said the standard non-Z51 Corvette weighs 3,366 pounds. So dry weight versus curb weight, two very different things. When Chevrolet says the normal C8 weighs 3,366 pounds, that is excluding the Z51. So Z51 adds around 40 to 50 pounds over on top of the standard Corvette without the Z51 package. So then you're right around 3,410 pounds. Now, if you look at the Z06, they stated 3,450 pounds. How much does it weigh?
The Z07 with carbon wheels is our lightest. We're using a dry weight of, I think it's 3,450 pounds, 3,450.
That shows you the Z06 doesn't actually weigh quite more than a standard Stingray, yet you're getting massive 275 tires. Also, 20-inch wheels up front. Moving out back, we saw the Z06 has 345 tires in the rear, which is just insane. It really is. Having 345s, that being by 21-inch tall wheels, the rim itself is 13 inches wide, but having carbon fiber wheels and super sticky Cup 2Rs, extra cooling with 5 radiators, an all-new 5.5 liter naturally aspirated flat plane crank V8, extra aero, 3.6-inch wider body panels, 400mm brakes with 6 piston calipers up front, 4 in the rear. That shows you how much more performance upgrades are on the Z06, yet it only weighs, I'd say, about 50 to 60 pounds from what I can tell over a standard Stingray. But there's another thing they're not covering, is that since this is a dry weight, let's talk about what curb weight actually means. Dry weight is fundamentally the vehicle with no fluids in it, and that means no engine oil, that means no coolant, that means no brake fluid. So there's a lot of different things that aren't actually in the vehicle yet. I thoroughly believe we're going to need more quarts of engine oil in this new 5.5 liter flat plane crank motor, because if you look at like GT350s, those had 5.2 liter flat plane crank V8s, and they needed about 10 to 12 quarts of oil. Not just that, the standard pushrod V8 in this car is about 6 quarts, I believe. I'll correct that on the screen if I'm wrong. From my experience, flat plane crank engines consume more oil than normal pushrod V8s. And then and also they require more oil. Then having 5W50 is something that this car doesn't quite have. So they've upped the ante on the oil, no cooling issues, nothing like that.
A good fun fact for this is the first time we've done a 5W50 oil.
Really?
So it's a high grade, very wideband oil that the targets for this car were very low oil temperatures for track type usage or Autobahn usage.
So no overheating on the track?
No, we can say that very confidently.
Plus, looking to the front of the current C8 Corvette, you can see how there is 2 radiators on either side. The new Z06 has one massive one directly in the middle as well, but these 2 side ones are the same. They have brake ducts on the sides like this vehicle. So in general, you have 5 heat exchangers on the new Z06. Everything requires more fluid. Not just that, the DCT comes from the factory now with the extra 2 quarts of fluid. And every quart, I believe, is about 2 pounds. So here comes the interesting part. Now, Motor Trend actually weighed the current C8 Corvette Stinger with the Z51 package, and so did Car and Driver. Their figures were pretty different. So the standard Z51 Corvette that Motor Trend weighed was around 3,580 pounds. But then if you look at the Car and Driver Corvette, it was over 3,600 pounds. So let's just say the rough vehicle weight for the C8 Corvette Stingray with the Z51 Performance package is 3,600 pounds. Curb weight, that's with all the fluids in it, gas, you name it. If that's the case, I would venture to say that this new Z06 has to at least weigh close to 3,700 pounds, if not a tiny bit more. But that's still, it's not too much. I'd say that is still going to allow us to enjoy the vehicle. My concern would be if the car would get even heavier than that and closer into the 3,800 range than the 3,900 range, because that would be it's a lot of weight to be throwing into each corner. And I had that complaint with my GT500 Trackback. It was a phenomenal car, but the heavier the vehicle, the faster it goes through consumables. I'm crossing my fingers though that Chevrolet finds a way to keep the weight down even more on like ZR1 models in the future. They're going to cost more because weight saving is like the most expensive thing you can do for a performance car. But if you are going after the most lightweight version of the Z06, I would highly recommend that you go after like a 1LT spec, a 2LT spec, but with Z07 package and carbon fiber wheels, because they did say you save over 40 pounds over the standard Z06 with carbon wheels. That means that the standard Z06 must weigh at least over 3,700 pounds to around 3,750, because you don't have the extra 40 pounds of weight savings with those super lightweight stiff carbon wheels. You have the standard wheels. Let me know, what do you think in the comment section down below. Also, do you have any other questions for this new Z06 Corvette? Personally, I want to find out lap times. I cannot wait, so hopefully they do that soon. But nonetheless, please let me know, what do you think in the comment section down below. Is that too much weight? If you look at Porsches, they're about 3,200 pounds. My McLaren is 29 to 3,000. Lamborghini is about low 33s, I believe. So it is more than the exotic competition, but you have wider tires than they have, and you have stickier tires than they have, and you have pretty much more horsepower than the Huracans, and it's a good amount. So I cannot wait to see how the car does. I think it's going to be performing a top notch. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, it's helping me out. Also, subscribe for much more great content coming out your way. I'll see all of you in the next episode. Thank you so much again for all your amazing support and super nice comments regarding our official reveal video of us interviewing the team. Let me know if you have any other questions. I do want to completely further break down this car and find out as much as possible. Nonetheless, I'll see all of you in the next episode.